Our third example is a game between Andrei Volokitin and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. Let's have a look at this position a bit. White is the move. White has more space, obviously. And white should be looking for an advantage. But how can white get to his advantage and exploit somehow this more space? What could be his plan here? The game itself finished drawn in a couple of moves, and we would see it. But what can be white's plan here? Let's first see how did the game finish. How did the game go? Because Volokitin played relatively logical moves. He played move Queen d2 here, Rook fc8, Bishop g5, Bishop g5, Queen g5. So he considered black bishop dangerous. In this he played move Queen d2 because he considered this bishop annoying and he wanted to trade it. Got traded. Rook c5. Well, white has also some sort of weakness. Knight f5. f6. Queen f4. A bishop b7 with a draw offer which was taken. So what did actually white do wrong? And did white actually have any advantage here? White did have an advantage. But white should have understood that he should play for c6 square instead of trying to trade those two bishops. And white needed to understand that he actually has to trade this knight in order to jump with this knight to powerful c6 square. Actually quite funny, in all these three games together, this somehow knight is coming to c6. He should have played bishop takes e5. Now black is in a difficult situation, because should black take with the pawn, there is jump knight c6, and after a move like rook fe8, protecting a pawn, let's say queen d2, queen d6, and let's say knight b4. Black has a problem that his pawn on b5 is very weak, and this d5 pawn is very strong. White has different ideas. One idea would be at some stage to simply collect on a6, collect on b5, and collect on a4. The other idea is, let's say, move like rook c1 and rook c6. White has quite a sizable advantage in this particular position. Should black take with on bishop e5, take with a bishop? Now, for example, a rather elegant move is knight c6 with very large advantage, because this knight is octopus on c6. And black's problem is that black cannot take a pawn on b2. I mean, can take, but he will be worse because of rook b1. A strong move rook b1, because bishop a3 is not possible. Why is bishop a3 not possible? Can you spot it? I give you a few seconds to spot why bishop a3 is not possible. I'll give you a hint. You need to use bet position of this queen. How to use bet position of this queen? You use bet position of this queen by playing queen on d7, by playing move rook e7. And now this queen does not have a good square, because regardless whether queen go to c8 or to f5, queen is now coming into this terrible check. And now a move like rook e3 is simply winning a full piece, because bishop is hit and knight e7 is a threat. And so after move like rook b1, well, the only move is bishop back to f6, and now after bishop takes, rook takes. White has a very large advantage because this knight is very strong, and the most likely white is going to collect pawn on a4, and white will be just a pawn up for nothing, having very large advantage. So in this game, what to trade, what to keep, Volokitin needed to understand that crucial square was c6 square for his knight, and he needed to eliminate this knight on e5 and then use the c6 square at level that, I mean, Volokitin is very good tactician, so had he spotted the strategic idea, he certainly would have understood here that after bishop b2, rook b1, that move bishop a3 is not possible, because it, as we said, after rook e7, queen f5, rook e3 loses a full piece. I like this example. So this particular position, a very strong player letting advantage slip in just a couple of moves.